Howdy folks, I'm the Psychic Pineapple, and everyone does solo runs with Pokemon that aren't really known for being that good. So today let's do one with a Pokemon that is pretty good. Can I beat Pokemon Ultra Moon with only one Froslass? I replace Popplio with Froslass and name her Melia. I then go and fight Hal, and because she only has ice moves, his Litten murders her. I then go and turn off battle animations and change to the fastest text speed. Now let's talk about Melia's nature, ability, and characteristic. It has a calm nature, which is plus special defense and minus attack. I can work with this. Its characteristics suggest that its highest IV is in HP, which isn't that bad either. I have to fight Hal again, so I take out his Pichu and try to double team on his Litten, but it ends up killing me. Doesn't really matter because I can just continue on after this. After that I head on over to the trainer's school, where I have an easier time than I did with Misdreavus. I still die in it, but that's because I just didn't heal Melia. Next up is just a regular battle with Ilima, but I end up dying because one of his Pokemon had Pursuit. I'll try again because I kinda want to see if I can beat this, but if I lose again I'll just level up a bit more. Melia ends up dying to Smeargle, so I head off to go get some levels. I reattempt around level 14 when she learns Icy Wind. This fight goes by a lot smoother and I'm able to continue on forwards. I head on into the Verdant Cave and fight the Totem Raticate. It was about as easy as I expected it to be. Icy Wind one-shot the Rattata and Raticate was a pushover. Rotom forces me to use an XP boost, so I take advantage of that and grind a few levels. After that I fight the Ultra Recon squad and return Nebby to Lily. After that, Hal wants to fight me. I start off using 6 double teams so I can kill his Litten, and then he sends out a Pokemon with a type combination that's just asking to get murdered by Melia. His Pikachu isn't that tough either. Now it's time to beat up an old man. Hala switches out, giving me a free KO, but then his Magahita only has one move that can hit Melia. Sand Attack. I double team 6 times, but he's still able to lower my accuracy 6 times. I'm surprised no one in this fight ended up using Struggle. Melia managed to finally hit the Magahita enough to kill it, and didn't miss nearly enough to run out of PP for Ice Shard. After that, the opposite happens, where Hop fights me with his Torracat, which just learned Fire Fang. Melia goes down, and thankfully, you don't need to actually win this fight to progress. I ended up needing to go against Gladion, where his Zoroa managed to hit Melia pretty hard. Next attempt, at level 25, I one-shot Zoroa with a Draining Kiss, and then his Hypnol dies as well. I head into Brooklet Hill to take on Lana's Trial. I end up losing because it hits Melia a lot, even with her getting off quite a few double teams. I end up dying again. I'm honestly now thinking that I need to be a higher level. I head back to Brooklet Hill after getting Melia up to level 30 and I try Will-O-Wisp, but I didn't know its ability was Water Bubble. I end up taking out the Dewpider and one-shot the Masquerain and then kill the Araquanid with a Draining Kiss. I'm pretty sure there's a guaranteed crit ice move available now that I have a Lapras, so I'm heading back to Melemele. That move is Frost Breath. I replace Icy Wind with it and return to Akala. I also use the BP I get from Mantinesurf to buy Calcium to give EVs to Melia. Soliera wants to fight again and I want to try out this cool new move. After that fight I head up to Wellow Volcano Park to fight Marowak. What sucks for Froslass is that she doesn't have Omnis Wind because I started out with one instead of leveling up. Only good move I can get for her is Shadow Ball at level 42 or outside the Ghost Trial. I might just go back to Melemele and get Echoed Voice like I did with Misdreavus. Time to get some more special attack EVs from Mantisurf. I was looking at the learn set for Froslass and I mistook Round for Echoed Voice, and so I looked up how to get the TM for Round. I have to wait until night time to go feed a Grimer, so I do that. And after waiting until it was night and getting Ground and teaching it to Melia, I realized it's not actually going to work because Marowak is a Ghost type. Oh well, at least I can use it against its help. Melia can't even take 2 Flame Wheels. Am I going to need to grind here? Maybe I'll learn a new move. Right now, Melia is a lot higher level than I would have liked. But I don't know if Melia can survive its Flame Wheel. I'm probably going to end up one-shotting Marowak with Shadow Ball, but I don't know for sure. Let's go and find out! It was overkill. I'm way too overleveled here. Lurantis will probably die way too fast, even though I taught Will-O-Wisp for Lurantis, and it probably won't even live long enough to face it. So, let's go steal some stuff from Pokemon and find out, can Totem Lurantis survive the Frost Breath of a level 42 Froslass? Spoiler alert, no it can't. After that trial, I head on over to the Akala Ancient Tech Lab and buy a bunch of Repels. Then it's time for Grand Trial number 2. Most of Olivia's team goes down easy, then Lycanroc is out next. Melia eats a Continental Crunch and dies instantly. Next up, Olivia just doesn't use the Z-move and instead goes for Rock Tomb, which ends up being a fatal mistake, allowing me to kill her Lycanroc. Next up is Totem Togedemaru. It goes down to 2 Shadow Balls. Nothing very interesting here. I head on over to Ace Rolla's trial and get crushed by Mimikyu because my plan to burn it didn't work because it has a Lumberry. It's faster and it's able to 2-shot Melia. I'm gonna hate it if I need to power level. Even getting 3 is pretty painful. If level 50 isn't enough, then I'm gonna push myself to level 54 so I can get Hail. Ah, screw it, I got nothing going on this week, it just breaks, so I'm gonna go to level to 54. I want Hail, and I also want to not die instantly to Mimikyu's Shadow Claw. I end up losing because I missed my first attack. I head back in again to see if I can actually do this. Turns out I can't because it survives on a sliver of health. I head back in because I'm insane. And it turns out that thankfully it was a low damage roll, and I managed to hit Mimikyu with a Shadow Ball, and it dies fast, and I managed to win. I head on over to Po Town, and just like last time I cannot progress because I don't have 2 Pokemon. Let's go catch one. I head on in, beat up Guzma, and then fight Gladion. I beat him up and then have my next grand trial against Kahuna Nanu. This one gave me trouble with Misdreavus, and because Melia is also a ghost type, this might be a bit difficult, but we'll find out. Melia ends up dying to a Krokorok. I end up dying again because this fucking Persian is faster. I hate fighting this fucking thing every fucking time. Why do I keep using ghost types for solo runs in a game that hates ghost types with 2 totems and 1 Kahuna, 1 Elite Four member being super effective? Now, Melia is practically done learning new moves, since the next move she learns by level up is Destiny Bond at level 61, which is kinda useless for a solo run. I level her up to 60 to attempt Nanu again. Doesn't matter, because this Persian is still faster and it kills me. I literally went on to PK3DS to check the files for these Pokemon. Nanu's Persian has 30 IVs, 252 EVs, both in speed, and it also has a timid nature, giving it a speed of 161. I somehow need to beat that, so I go around level grinding, and each time I level up, I check Melia's speed stat to see if it's over 161. At level 64, it's 163, so I should be able to win this. I was able to pull through and win against Nanu by just being barely faster. Next major fight is Lucamine at Ether Paradise. Clefable is out first and it's dead. This fight is going to be easier to expected. And it was. It still continued being easy as I crushed the rest of her team. We head off to Poni Island, where we're told that seeing the Kahuna would be a problem, and we're told to go to Hapu. Hapu then gets chosen to be a Kahuna, and then we head on over to a shrine with Lily. I end up needing to go through another trial site, where I get jumped by a Komodo. Now I have a plan. I just need time and Hail. I'm so glad Blizzard hits both Pokemon. Also, Snowcloak finally did a thing, and Caesar missed a bullet punch that would have killed Melia. After killing Komodo and the Caesar, I can finally head up to the shrine. I suddenly learn how to play the Moon Flute, and then Nebby becomes a Lunala. Guzma and Lucamine fall out of the sky and Necrozma appears. It absorbs Nebby and ends up creating a bunch of ultra wormholes that interrupts Kahuna taking a stroll to the Laguna. I quickly go online to see what type Dawnwing's Necrozma is, and it's a Psychic Ghost. Oh boy, this'll be fun. It dies to a single stab Shadow Ball that it's 4 times weak to. Wonderful. I jump onto Solgaleo's back and then head into the ultra wormhole where I can't do anything because I can't switch to the controls to something easier to use. I get sucked into a wormhole over 700 light years away where it ends up being a Heliolisk. Quick tip, you can head over to the Game Freak office on Akala Island because there is an NPC there that can change it to joystick controls. I do much better now and end up in the Ultra Megalopolis. Now this fight coming up is something I have been worried about for quite a while now. It's time to fight Ultra Necrozma. This fight is super bullshit. Like, really, I'm writing this down into my script even before I get into this fight because I know for a fact this part's going to be a long. This SOB massacred my team when I first played through Ultra Sun. Hell, the next Totem Pokemon, Totem Rabombi, is only level 55. Ultra Necrozma is level 60. Not to mention it has absurd stats that all get boosted by 1 level, which if you didn't know, is a 50% increase. In fact, I'm gonna try to open PK3DS to see if I can find its stats. It doesn't show me anything specific, but I can still see that it's BS. I'm just gonna go in to see if Melly can do anything. Nope, she dies to a Power Gem. 1 Power Gem. If I need to grind to a level where the rest of the game becomes a joke, that's really going to suck. I'm gonna go level grind to 80 or something and see if I can take it out. It seems excessive, but I've got nothing planned for tomorrow. I'm in for one hell of a grind. And it's still faster. More grinding. Alright, a nice relaxing walk, and 5 levels later I head back to fight this thing again. And what do you know? It's still faster. What is this fight? Guess who's level 90? Melia is. Gonna be honest here, this might actually delay the video because of how long it's taking to level grind. Even at level 90, Necrozma is faster. When it finally hits, it survives with a sliver of health. I reset my game to see if that was just a low roll. Turns out, it was in fact a high roll. What is this awfully designed fight? Alright, level 95, moment of truth. Can Melia kill this stupid thing? Yes, she can. She still isn't faster because his BS is insane speed. Blizzard thankfully does enough to one-shot it though. I saved Nevi, Ultra Megalopolis, and Ula'Ula, and even though now that I think about it, maybe a Z move might have done something more against Necrozma and I didn't need to level it to 95. Well, unless everyone is as OP as Necrozma, I should have an easier time. I come back ready to take on the next trial. First, I gotta fight Mina. Melia sweeps her trial with Shadow Ball, probably due to her being level 95 because of that Ultra Necrozma fight. I'm now sent to go get a petal from every previous trial captain. First up is Ilima. I wipe his team and he takes me over to Lana where I battle her and get the petals from both her and Mallow. I then head over to Kiawe who puts up 0 fight. Then I get taken over to Sophocles. He just gives me the petal and takes me to the Ether House where I fight Nanu. With that, I have collected the last petal, and I head back to Mina and prepare to fight Totem Rabombi. People usually talk about how BS his fight is because of Quiver Dance, but here it just did nothing but use Quiver Dance. It never even attacked me, just spammed it. I kill it with around 3 Shadow Balls and head off to Hapu's Grand Trial. And if you want a quick summary of this fight, it's pretty much, so Hapu, I heard you like getting swept by ice types, because pretty much her entire team is weak to ice. And Flygon is just another Pokemon that just hates ice types. After that, it's time for the Pokemon League. But first I gotta fight Gladigan, and I forgot he had Zoroark. I head back, and it seems Gladigan picked the worst possible weather for fighting a Froslass. I hope she liked being swept by Blizzard, because that's what happened. While walking up to the league, I see a Necrozma, who I just ignore. I thought the Nevermount Ice was in Mount Wanakila, but really it was on Melemele Island, nearby where I found the Frost Breath TM. Now it's time for the Elite Four. First up is Melaney. Due to awful paralysis luck, Melia dies to a Bisharp. I would use a berry, but I don't have any. It happens again because paralysis sucks. I quickly look up where you can go and find cherry berries and go grab some. Now I use again because I used Hail instead of a move I wanted to use and got hit with the Z move. After that I lose again because he uses Thunder Wave again instead of a full restore. This time I use Frost Breath instead of Hail and dug Trio Dice instantly. After this it's time to fight Olivia. It was easy. I just used Hail and Blizzard and her entire team just fell. After that, though, I realized I have a PP Max on me, and I slapped that sucker on Blizzard. Next up is Acerola. I show her who has the superior Froslass. After that, it's Flying Girl. Also super easy, no challenge. I use my Max Elixir and prepare to fight How. I end up dying to his Incineroar as I clearly need to go and level up again. And you know what? I'm just gonna grind to level 100 for this. But I start out by setting up a Hail before taking out Raichu. Doesn't matter because Incineroar survives and hits Melia with his Inferno Overdrive. None of my attacks are super effective against How's Incineroar. In fact, they're all resisted. I need a neutral attack. I head on over to pick up the TM for Thunderbolt as well as a Magnet. Next time, Melia survives Inferno Overdrive with only 11 HP, but I die to Noivern because Thunderbolt doesn't kill it. I then toss on a Citrus Berry and prepare to fight again. I reset each time I die to Inferno Overdrive, and finally get one where I survived, and due to the health from Citrus Berry, Melia survives an Iron Head with only 1 HP. After that, I was able to sweep the rest of How's team using Blizzard, and with that, I was able to beat Pokemon Ultra Moon with only 1 Froslass. And with that, I've come to the decision to never do a solo run in the Ultra games ever again. I'm just gonna stick to regular old Sun and Moon after this. I just wanted to say, thanks for watching. If you like this, leave a like and comment. If you want to see more Pokemon Challenge runs, subscribe and hit the notification button. Thank you and have a wonderful day.